Dear sisters, brothers, and beloved soulmates, I am Krishna Vadapalli, the owner of this channel, dedicated to promoting a moral and spiritual society worldwide. Our main objective is to share the epic story of the Mahabharata, which serves as a rich collection of spiritual and moral teachings. This includes the Bhagavad Gita, a profound source of enlightenment for all humanity. I kindly ask all viewers to subscribe, like, and share this channel to support our mission. The Mahabharata comprises a total of 589 stories, each contributing to our understanding of life and spirituality. Please subscribe and share and support me for more likewise. Thank you. Yours, Vadapalli Ramakrishna, ancient yoga trainer. Bheema kills Hidimba. When his sister, who usually returned quickly, failed to come back for a long time, Hidimba, driven by eagerness, hunger, and the scent of humans, rushed toward the place where the Pandavas were staying. There, to his shock and fury, he found Hidimba lustfully gazing at Bheema. Outraged, he scolded her harshly, saying, "What is his caste and what is ours? He is a mere human, and we are Rakshasas, demons. Why would one of our kind stoop so low as to desire a man of such a different race? And since when does a girl get to fall in love like this? Isn't it disgraceful? If you liked him that much, you should have already killed and eaten him raw. Why are you instead calling him your lover? If you continue to act like a mad woman, be warned, I will kill you along with them." Terrified by her brother's threats, the Demoness, whose heart had already been stolen by the wind-born Bheema, Marutatmaja, cowered and clung to his feet for protection. This only fueled Hidimba's rage further. With a thundering roar, he tried to assert his dominance. Startled by the roar, Hidimba held tightly onto Bheema's feet. Bheema, now angered by the disturbance, scolded her in a low, intense voice, "If you shout like that again, you'll wake my family. If you have any courage, face me directly, I will reduce you to dust right here. She may be your sister, but to me this girl is as low as my feet. If she even dares to come near me again, I'll tear your arm from your body." Though Bheema had warned him firmly, the fire of rage that had ignited within Hidimba was far from extinguished. "Then, let's decide," Hidimba said, and took Bheema a little distance away from where the Pandavas were sleeping. There, the two clashed in a fierce duel. What started as a confrontation quickly turned into a brutal battle. They attacked each other with powerful blows, hurled nearby rocks at one another, and even uprooted massive trees to use as weapons. With shoulders shaking and heads tossed in excitement, they fought ferociously. The mighty demon and the invincible warrior Bheema pushed the limits of combat. The commotion woke Kunti and the Pandavas from their sleep. Hidimba, who was nearby, humbly bowed before Kunti, feeling like a scolded child, and explained everything that had taken place. After hearing her, they all rushed to the battlefield. Observing the fight, Arjuna teased, "Brother, what's the matter? You look tired. Or are you just pretending? Why don't you take a break? I'll finish him off." Provoked by his words, Bheema's anger flared even more. In a surge of rage, he killed Hidimba and flung his body away. Kunti, Yudhishthira, Arjuna, the twins, and even Hidimba praised Bheema for slaying the demon. Surprisingly, Hidimba, instead of mourning her brother, felt her love for Bheema deepen. She approached Kunti and Yudhishthira and humbly asked them to grant Bheema to her. Kunti began to reflect on her request. She remembered that when Arjuna was 14, their father Panda had died. By the time they returned to Hastinapur, Yudhishthira was 16, Bheema was 15, Arjuna 14, and the twins were 13. They had lived in Hastinapur for 13 years and spent another 6 months in Varanavata. Now, years had passed, and none of the Pandavas had children. Yudhishthira was nearing 30, and Bheema a year younger. As a mother, Kunti had not thought much about it before, but now she saw no harm in Hidimba's desire for a child. She consulted Yudhishthira, a man of Dharma, who smiled and agreed. He encouraged Bheema, who in turn said he would stay with Hidimba only until she had a son. Hidimba joyfully agreed, and Bheema took on the form of a Gandharva. Hidimba brought an apple and wildflowers, sat humbly at Bheema's feet, and said, "Dora, I am a wretched woman by fate, but I have found you here. Whatever I have done before, I do not know your mother or father. My brother's name was Hidimba, and as his younger sister, I am called Hidimba. But my real name is Kamalapalika. Oh my life, my soul! This Kamalapalika offers you her first worship. May you reign supreme. With those words, she lovingly scattered the flowers at Bhima's feet. Everyone was pleased upon hearing her true name. The name Kamalapalika, so sweet and heartwarming, rolled gently from Bhima's lips, sealing a moment of joy, unity, and new beginnings. The Pandavas' residence in Ekachakripa. Kunti and the Pandavas, now disguised in Brahmin attire, took shelter in the humble home of a Brahmin in the city of Ekachakripa. All 5 brothers, including Yudhishthira, who had once been the crown prince of the Kaurava kingdom, would go out daily to beg for alms in the surrounding Brahmin settlement. Kunti, managing the household with care, would divide the food her sons brought back into 2 portions. One part she reserved for worshipping the Brahmin host, and from the remaining part, she would split it again, one half going entirely to Bhima, owing to his immense appetite, and the other half being divided among herself and the other 4 sons. Thus, their days passed in quiet routine. One day, as usual, all the Pandavas except Bhima went out to beg, leaving only Kunti and Bhima at home. During this time, they heard sorrowful cries coming from the Brahmin household they lived in. Kunti immediately went over and gently inquired about the reason behind their grief. The distressed family revealed their plight. "Mother, a terrible demon named Bakasura has come to terrorize Ekachakripa. He is wreaking havoc in the city, and our king is powerless against him." So, the townspeople made a terrible pact with the demon. Every day, we must send him a cartload of food, 2 bullocks to pull the cart, and a human being to devour. If we fail to meet his demand on any given day, he threatens to descend upon the city and destroy it. We are willing to part with the cart and bullocks, but how can we send a human? The turn to send someone has fallen on us today. But we have only one son. His father insists on going in his place. I say I will go instead of sending either of them. Our son, in turn, says he will go, unwilling to see his parents die. But no matter who goes, the others will not survive out of grief. That is why we are crying. We don't know who among us should be sacrificed. Moved by their sorrow, Kunti gently consoled them. "Why be so troubled?" she asked. "You have only one son, but I have 5. One of them is exceptionally strong and capable. By fortune, he is home today. I will send him instead. You just make arrangements for the cart, the food, and the bullocks." Alarmed by her offer, the Brahmin family protested, saying, "How can we let you send your son to die after you've come to us for shelter? It is a grave sin to cause the death of a Brahmin's child. Please don't do this. If it comes to that, let the 3 of us go together and become the demon's food." But Kunti firmly reassured them, saying, "No, listen to me. You must trust my words. Prepare the cart and all the necessary items. My son will not die, he will put an end to this demon's tyranny. Only, please make sure that this does not reach the ears of others." Though still filled with doubt, wondering how any mother could send her son into such danger, the Brahmin couple followed her instructions. Bhima was unusually late in returning. He had delayed his journey intentionally. After stopping the cart near a reservoir opposite Bakasura's den, he sat down and ate all the food that had been packed for the demon. Meanwhile, Bakasura grew impatient and nauseated with hunger, as he was used to receiving his meal at the same time every day. Fuming with rage, he thought, "These people have grown arrogant. Do they think I'm not a demon? How dare they delay my food? Let me show them who I really am. I'll attack the village this very instant." Enraged, Bakasura stormed out of his cave and was shocked to find the food cart nearby, but what truly infuriated him was the sight of a human sitting beside it, calmly eating his food. "Hey! Naradama!" he roared furiously. But Bhima remained unfazed, continuing to eat without acknowledging the demon's anger. Bakasura then rushed at Bhima to stop him, but that was the final straw. The son of Vayu, Bhima, now enraged, lunged at Bakasura with his bare hands. A fierce and brutal battle broke out between the two. In this epic fight, Bhima fought not for personal glory, but for the welfare of all mankind. Ultimately, he killed Bakasura with his unmatched strength. The moment their leader fell, all the smaller demons and followers of Bakasura fled in terror. Bhima dragged the demon's massive corpse back to the village square and threw it down for all to see. Without waiting for applause or recognition, he quietly returned to the house where they were staying. The news of Bakasura's death spread like wildfire across Ekachakripuram. However, apart from the Pandavas, Kunti, and the Brahmin family they were living with, no one knew who had defeated the fearsome demon. The villagers, though, rejoiced with relief, thankful that the curse that had plagued their land was finally lifted. They cut Bakasura's body into pieces and burned it in celebration. As the Pandavas continued living in Ekachakrapuram, one day some well-known Brahmins from various regions visited the house. During their conversation, they spoke of a significant event, a Swayamvara, self-choice ceremony, and dowry marriage being arranged for Krishna Devi, the daughter of the king of Panchala. The Pandavas were intrigued and surprised upon hearing of the unmatched beauty and virtues of Krishna, the Panchala princess. One of the learned Brahmins declared, "That child was born for Arjuna." This statement astonished the Pandavas and Kunti. Curious, they asked, "Why was that girl born only for Arjuna? Please tell us everything in detail." The Brahmin smiled and began to narrate the story behind Draupadi's birth and her destiny connected to Arjuna.